Good morning and welcome to This Week with Pastor Dino. I'm Dino and I'm so glad you are here at First Presbyterian Church of Bradenton, where we are cultivating hearts for Jesus from the heart of downtown. This has been a great week because the building is finalizing and really coming together. We've gotten our certificate of occupancy for all the spaces, which means the staff have been able to start moving into offices, and everything is starting to feel a little bit more normal, if normal is even a thing right now. We are worshiping with live in-person worship as well as our online streaming options for both services. I don't know, again, if that's normal, but we are getting back into the swing of things, and it's been really nice. Hope you have a wonderful Labor Day weekend, of course, and want to remind you that on Sunday, Larry preached about this concept of loving God first and loving others. And a lot of people attribute that to being a New Testament idea, but it actually comes from the Old Testament, from the book of Deuteronomy, where it says this: "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might." Again, oftentimes we think of that being a teaching of Jesus in the New Testament, but in Deuteronomy, early on when God is shaping and forming his people, he is giving them the Ten Commandments. He wants to make sure that he is the focal point of their worship and of their lives, but he's also wanting to make sure that their focus extends beyond themselves to the people around them as they're starting to form a community centered on God. And it takes a lot of effort because we tend to be a self-centered, self-focused people. And I don't mean that to smack everyone over the head with negativity. What I mean is that we tend to look out for our own interests pretty readily, and rarely are we looking out for the interests of God and others first. But that is the command from God to us. It begins in the Old Testament, but it echoes into the New Testament and completely echoes into our lives today. I think especially as we've gone through this unique time in our history, loving others and portraying that love for them has really been an extension of our witness of Jesus Christ. And so I just want to continue to encourage everyone in our church to love God first, but to make sure that you're looking beyond your own needs and your own wants, your own desires, and your own life, and look to the needs of others, and make sure you're radiating that love to them. That's the love that God has put into our lives through Jesus Christ, and now we get to share that love. What a wonderful witness. Thanks be to God. And now it's time for our special guest interview. Now, you may have realized that with construction wrapping up, there's only so much construction update I can give you. I'll give them periodically, but what I'd like to do with the morning show is shift from construction updates and kind of some of the nitty-gritty details to telling stories of the people who are a part of this congregation and this community. Now this morning I'm joined by my special guest. This is Jeremiah Sopko. Why don't you say hey to everyone, Jeremiah?
Hello, everybody.
I have to say, Jeremiah, your shoes are outstanding. You may recall that a couple weeks ago I interviewed Jeremiah's wife, Mariah, who's our worship leader at 9 o'clock. Now you guys have been at the church for how long now, Jeremiah?
Oh my goodness. It's been since about, I want to say September-ish, a little bit before September of last year.
So this is like a year.
Yeah, coming up on a year.
Yeah, and Mariah comes in with these like incredible worship leading skills, steps in right away. At that point, I'd been leading worship, and I was ecstatic to meet her, and what a talent. How long have you and Mariah been married?
We've been married since September of last year.
Okay.
We were married September 14th, so we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you obviously, we talked to Mariah about the baby you have on the way.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Hey Jude. Was that your doing or her doing?
I think it was a collaboration of efforts.
Okay. So it's not your name?
Yes, it's not necessarily my name. We both like the name Jude. Short, simple, biblical.
Rhymes with dude.
Rhymes with dude, Jude the dude.
Yes.
J-Man.
J-Man, okay.
And we also love the verse in Jude. Jude 3 says that it's defend the faith.
Okay.
So that's kind of something we want to maybe give to him give them an idea of what we expect.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, hey, that's awesome. So tell me what it's like for you. Having been at First Presbyterian Church for a year, we've gone through a lot of changes this year. It's been a weird year. What was it like before the COVID shutdown, during the COVID shutdown, and what is it like being back? Why don't you start there?
Well, one thing that's really been strong through the whole thing is just the fellowship. The sense of fellowship is amazing. I mean, we have a lot of really awesome people here, and even though we haven't been in physical contact this whole time, from start to finish, it's just felt awesome. Everybody's always kept in contact with us, and even when we were doing the online Bible study, it just felt like a family, like a community that really was tight knit, and that's something that I've really appreciated. I mean, my background was definitely a little bit different.
Sure.
So people being genuine is awesome.
Absolutely. And you're excited to be raising a baby in the faith, just as I am, and being able to raise that baby here. What does it mean to you to raise a baby in the church in that kind of authentic sense of community?
I think one thing Mariah and I have discussed that's super important to us is a genuine relationship with Christ. It's not about, saving face or putting forth this image. It's about your relationship with Christ and really being able to lean into him and understand what it means to be saved by Christ.
Sure, absolutely, cool. And that's something that we're really striving to do here, cultivating hearts for Jesus, and for Jude, for us with Hannah, and for everybody. It doesn't matter what your age or stage is, we want to help you discover where you're at in your faith, right? And take those steps forward that help you to grow and transform. You've undergone quite a bit of transformation in your own life spiritually.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
I think that is a story for another time, right? We're going to save
Yes,
that one.
We'll get to that in the future, I think.
Good deal. Well, Jeremiah, it's such a pleasure to have you here in the studio. Thank you so much for being a part of our church. You and Mariah are an absolute blessing. Jude, a blessing to come.
It's an honor. Thank you.
Before I talk about what's coming up this week at First Presbyterian Church, I want to give you a glimpse of what Sunday was like, because I know a lot of folks are still a little apprehensive, trying to figure out if it's okay to come out yet or not. Again, this is your personal decision, but we do have our in-person worship going on at 9 and 11, and we're also streaming those services for those of you who want to stay at home. But here's what it looks like. This is our 9 o'clock worship band getting ready to warm up, and they're just having a great time being back together. It's been really fun to have everyone here, and the new technology is really adding to that service. During the 11 o'clock hour, folks are coming into the sanctuary and enjoying our traditional worship. We've had to tweak and modify things just a little bit, but it's still been an awesome time of glorifying God. And we're social distancing, we're wearing masks, and we're doing everything we can to keep you safe. So whenever you do feel ready to come back, we pray that you will feel safe to do that. But again, it's your choice, and we want to leave all the options open for you to make that choice as easy as possible for you. Now this week, coming up on Wednesday night, we've got a fantastic concert with our organ maestro, Ted Hayes. This is a brand new set, and it's going to be at 7 o'clock this Wednesday night. Ted Hayes on the organ. You won't want to miss that. Larry's going to have a parenting Q&A pressure break for you on Thursday. And on Sunday, we'll be back for worship at 9 and 11. I want to let you know that Larry and I are also working on a new show that's going to start broadcasting on Wednesday nights. It's called the ABCs of Faith. And basically, if you've watched our Q&A, we've been having a lot of fun with that, and it's a little bit more on the fly. But the ABCs of Faith is going to allow us to address things in kind of a concise, compact manner and really get some great answers for you to some of the most basic questions we might have about our faith journey. So be looking forward for that coming up soon. We'll announce a launch date for that as soon as we get that ready. But that's what's going on this week. And again, we're going through this unique time together. We're going through this special time at our church, but again, it doesn't make it any more or less unique because of what's going on in our culture. We are called to love God first. That is the impetus of our lives. And from that love for God, we radiate love to others, and that serves as our witness to Jesus Christ. So we need to make sure that everything that we're doing points to God and points others to God. I know it's a big task to be loving all the time and be radiating that love all the time, But it does cause us to check our motivations. It causes us to think twice before we act and speak. And with that in mind, I want to encourage each one of you to take that Deuteronomy text from Deuteronomy 6, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, strength. Remember that Jesus echoes that sentiment throughout the New Testament. And we as the church are charged with continuing that type of love and that type of witness. So until next time, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time on This Week with Pastor Dino.